This is Mr. Christopher from Funkatopia.com, and I am on the phone with Mr. Aaron Winters from Space Capone. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Chris. Thank you.
So you guys are down there in the beautiful Macon, Georgia.
We're in the deep south in the pines.
Yes. How's the weather down there?
It's all right. It's sweater weather, but I'm from Indiana, so I'm used to it, and it's good for a change.
Oh, there you go. So Indiana's a good place to be.
Yeah, Indiana was a good place for a kid interested in music to grow up. It's kind of a hotbed for music. Michael Jackson and Babyface and Mellencamp, and even Axl Rose is from Indiana. So lots of musicians. Good state to grow up in.
You know what? I was listening to the CD that was released. I guess it was ABJ that released the CD. That was one influence that I thought was very, very heavy for you was Michael Jackson. Am I correct?
Yeah, he's it. I mean, I remember growing up when they used to have the oldies radio stations. As a kid, we had the choice of it was either country or oldies, and so you had Jackson 5 popping up all the time. So I got the education in the car, and obviously it was pretty cool knowing that he was from the same state that I was from when I was younger.
There's a lot of some of the influences that I'm hearing coming out of you and just the song structures. Sounds like you guys would just blow up in the UK. I mean, you would blow up over there. Do you guys ever consider going overseas, or have you gone over there before and had any success over there?
We haven't. We've definitely considered it, and there have been opportunities, but just want to make sure we're doing it at the right time. I wanted more momentum to happen here in the States before we went over there. I didn't want to become just something that was cool and hip overseas. And I think after the spring touring season, after these next few festival seasons, we'll get to that point. And we're still cutting our teeth and getting better at what we do. And a big part of this climb for patience and not rushing anything. And but yeah, to answer your question, we definitely want to go to Europe because they definitely get what we're doing, and they're crazy lunatics about it.
Yeah. So if you had to explain what your band sounded like to somebody that asks, "Hey, well, what kind of music do you play?" How do you describe your stuff?
I describe it as classic R&B with a modern twist. When you say R&B anymore, and it can mean a lot of different things. So R&B, when someone says R&B today, it kind of means urban R&B to me. So it's not enough just to say, hey, we do R&B. You kind of have to put the picture together for them, and it's to me, classic R&B happened in maybe like a 10-year span between late 70s and early 80s. So that's how I try to explain it. Right.
So what do you feel the fate of R&B has been recently? I mean, obviously you have your top 40 type of material, and there's a very slim market, I guess, that's still out there for some of the R&B. But do you feel like terrestrial radio is pretty much dead, or do you feel like there may be a resurgence coming in?
No, I think it's dead for a while. I think there will be a renaissance where people will get fed up at some point. I don't know when that'll happen, but there will always be R&B on the radio. Just how much and what type of R&B is the question. I think the R&B that's on the radio right now is very simplistic, to the tune of 2 chords and a few notes being in a song. But it'll always be there. I doubt that what people are going to hear, per se, like a Bear Creek, will ever be on the radio. I don't even think it was back in the 60s and 70s. And I think we're shifting into a time where everybody's going to be making money on the road as opposed to making money selling records. And because of that, we'll be able to weed out a lot of acts that maybe shouldn't be doing it, because you'll be forced to have to perform in order to make money, kind of like the old days, So maybe we'll get back to that. But it's gonna come first with performing, and it might be years and decades before there's any kind of shift.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of great acts that, I mean, really, some that you could personally, with Space Capone, go on tour with, people like Mayor Hawthorne, Bruno Mars, the two of which are actually on tour together right now. What are some other ones? Obviously, Gavin DeGraw and places like that. What bands that are out there right now on the radio do you feel like are really kind of in your genre of what you're doing,
Mm.
if any?
I mean, if Bruno Mars and Mayor Hawthorne would have been doing this kind of resurgent soul thing 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I would say them. But I think in their case, it's kind of just a taste of the week kind of thing. And so I can't say for sure. I'm horrible at knowing what's going on the radio because I'm really not spending a lot of time listening to modern music. I feel like, if this is the genre of music that I want to do for the rest of my life, there's so much music I haven't heard from decades past that I just don't even have the time or facilities to even check out what's on the radio, nor would I know where to begin. But to answer your question, I don't think there's anybody. I don't think there's anybody on the radio that I would. I know it sounds horrible, but that I would team up and collaborate with, and I may take that back again. If Mayor Hawthorne's still doing like what he did on this last record, if he's still doing that, 10 years from now, then he'd be a perfect fit because I enjoy that new record. But I can't imagine it's in their best interest to continue doing what they're doing because they're pop and it's ever changing.
Right. Yeah, I think that Mayor Hawthorne with the new album, "Where Does This Door Go," is just an incredible album.
It is.
I was very surprised that he went in that direction. And I was thinking to myself, if more radio could do this, what he's doing, and keep it up, if there may be some life left in it. But right now, most of it's just pop garbage. So you're going to be playing at Bear Creek. Are you playing 1 or 2 nights?
2 nights. Thursday night, we're actually ending the night. I think we're playing at 1 a.m. on Thursday. And then Friday, we're playing indoors in the late afternoon. And then I'll be sitting in and doing some collaborations with New Master Sounds and some other bands. And I'll be there all weekend. I'm staying for the whole run. Yes,
well, we'll definitely hang out. This is your first time at Bear Creek as an attendee and a performer, is that correct?
That's right, so I have to blow it out.
Yeah, yes, you do. Is anybody in particular that you're looking to see there?
So many people, I'm not going to have enough time. I like Zach Deputy, I like, obviously, New Master Sounds, Lettuce. Look up for those guys, Krasno and Deitch and all those guys in Lettuce, and obviously the Roots and Bootsy, and we got some friends of ours that we've met on the road. They're going to be there at Pimps and Joy Time. We run into them all the time. So there's going to be a lot of people that I need to catch. And not only catch, but try to kamikaze the stage and jump on there and ransack the whole set if I can.
I think it'll be in your best interest so you can make a name for yourself before you head on out.
That's right, man. I'm kind of, there's not too many singers at the festival, so I'm thinking that's going to work to my advantage. So. And I've heard that's the kind of festival it is. I can't wait to collaborate with a bunch of different folks.
Yep. Well, we definitely have to hang out at some point in time.
Please.
Thank you very much for taking some time out of your busy schedule. I know you guys are doing shows down there in Macon, and I guess we'll see you in a few days.
Thank you, Chris. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, this is Mr. Aaron Winters from Space Capone. You can check out their website at, I believe it's spacecapone.com, correct?
That's it. And Facebook / Space Capone Music.
Fantastic. So, once again, this is Mr. Christopher from Funkatopia, Space Capone on the air. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good night.
Thanks, Chris. Hey, this is Aaron from Space Capone, and you're listening to Funkatopia.